yours. Take it away, my friend.
Awesome. I appreciate that, Ali. I was wondering who you were announcing there for a second, man. That was pretty good introduction. But I'm really excited to be here today. And I am zooming in from Hawaii, although I do have a fake background because it's a little bit too early here. The sun's just rising. But I'm excited. I tell you what, I mean, trade and travel is where it's at. I'm going to talk a little bit about trade and travel just as a niche market out there. Call it a lifestyle category before we get into some of the travel details. But I love listening to Ali. I love listening to Matt, and because I know nothing about trading. Okay, so I'm the guinea pig they put on here at the end. They say if Mark can do it, anybody can do it because I know nothing about Forex. I know nothing about the sophistications of trading. I'm intimidated by trading. So I am the perfect person to talk about trade and travel because I love to travel and I want that lifestyle. And to be able to travel, you have to fuel it with what? Money. Okay. And so you can fuel travel with money from a job, which obviously most people do, but then you have limited amounts of time that you can go out and travel, right? And so when you have trade and travel, you have a mechanism, and that's why it is a subsection of a complete product launch here at MDC, because if you want to have that lifestyle of experiential training with your family, your kids, you want to go to ballooning in New Mexico, United States, you want to go to the floating market in Thailand, and maybe you want to go to the elephant sanctuary and bathe the elephants, or it's going to the tallest building in the world in Dubai. I mean, all those crazy things that you may have on your bucket list. Who, what, when, where, how are you going to pay for it? It's not necessarily having an awesome job to make tons of money to be able to pay for that bucket list trip, because if you have a great job that pays a lot of money and you manage your money well, you probably can go on that great trip. But can you go on the great trip 3 times a year, 4 times a year, 5 times a year? Can you go away every single month? So there comes this crossover where it's not just about money. It's about what? It's about money and time freedom, because the lifestyle that we're talking about here, the trade and travel lifestyle, is completely different. It's not travel when I can lifestyle. It's not travel when I can save for 6 years lifestyle. It's not try to figure out how to make some extra money on the side, and then if I can figure that out, then I maybe can do the bucket list trip. This is a product. This is a community. This is a membership. It's a culture almost, where the educators are teaching you how to do it. The folks that are global travelers are like, hey, get on this next trip with us. Oh, you've always wanted to go to, Korea. You've always wanted to go to, the Florida Keys in the US. Grab this next trip with us. And the coolest part about this that hasn't been mentioned yet is the mastermind effect. 22 years in this industry now myself, it's about being an entrepreneur, right? Why are most people flocking to entrepreneurism right now? They don't want a regular 9 to 5 job. They don't want someone, with their thumb on them, telling them when they go to work, when they can eat, when they can go home. They can be, how many days they can be sick next year. Just think about that for a second. At a job, we're told you have 7 sick days a year. Well, what if I want to be sick 8 days, right? How did they figure that out? So we're talking about full-blown control over your lifestyle. That's what this trade and travel program is about. And when you go on these trips and you're checking off your bucket list and you're having time with your kids and your family and you're going to places around the world to educate yourself, the number one thing that we need to mention here today is you're with Akashics educators, right? So when I'm going on a trip and I'm hanging out with my family and friends, I also get to hang out at a meal with Ali and ask him about tap and trade, because I love tap and trade because I don't have to know a lot. They're the educators. They have the smarts on trading. I just tap to trade and follow their trades. I mean, look, I know almost nothing about trading and I can get that right. Tap to trade. All right. I'm qualified. But as an entrepreneur, I've always known that to rub shoulders with the people that are doing it is how you figure it out. And that's the biggest part of this community, is you're not alone. You're not trying to figure it out on your own. You're going on a killer, awesome, cool trip somewhere in the world that you always wanted to go on anyways. Now Dream Trips has put together that trip for you. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But the Akashics trading mechanism and the platform is so remote control. It's so duplicatable that it's just like plug and play. You download the app, you go in, you watch the videos, you get the little bit of the education, and you start playing around with these challenge accounts and learning how to do it, get your averages up. I mean, it's really, really cool. But then being able to physically go on a cool trip somewhere in the world and hang out with Matt and Ali and all the other the educators of Akashics, that's where the rubber meets the road. Because if you're hanging out and you just sipping on a fruity drink, you're having an appetizer, you're on a beach somewhere, you're hanging out in Europe or somewhere really cool. The creativeness of when you learn, when you're hanging out and you're not in a classroom. And I spent a lot of money myself personally to go to a seminar once in Prague. And I got the most out of it because I was in Prague. It was the same information that I had been studying for years, but I wasn't at home. There was no kids crying. I didn't have to feed the dogs. I wasn't cutting my lawn or cleaning the pool. I was in Prague hanging out with cool people, learning about this lifestyle, about traveling the world, and I was getting educated on being an entrepreneur. So I was in the zone. That's really more what this is about. And so what I want to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and bring up my slides, and I'm just going to share a little bit, the second part, if you would, of the Trade and Travel membership. And first of all, we here at Dream Trips, we've done a lot of research on what people define as lifestyle. So when you're sitting here today, I know a lot of you are sitting here going, okay, look, this sounds good, looks good, feels good, tastes good, smells good. I want this. This is what I want. But how do I trade? Because that's where I got to, right? And then I realized, like, oh, it's not like the regular way of learning how to trade. It's learning through great apps and features, and the new way to learn through educators and videos and cool things like that, and then the physical events, right? And so when we ask people what is lifestyle, this is what people have told us. One, it's exploring new places. People want to go out there and they want to do things. Post-pandemic, most people at this point, post-pandemic, they're selling their second home, or they don't have the desire for the second home, or they're getting rid of their first home. They're downsizing their lifestyle. Why? Because they want to explore new places. Second thing, when we survey people, is they want to learn new things. They want to learn new things. What did we talk about for the first half today? Is learning new things, learning how to trade using the Akashics app, making it plug and play, remote control, simple. I can get in, I can go, I can tap and trade, I can make some little cash, I can put it in my rainy day fund, or I can put it in my bucket list fund, right? So learning new things, having fun. People are sick and tired of chasing money, right? I know lots of people that make good money, but they're sick of the grind. They're sick of running after it, right? They want to have fun. They're not sick of working hard, but they're sick of working to not have fun. We work 5 to live 2. What kind of life is that? Not with travel and trade. We live every day, okay? Making new connections. Most people that are surveyed about, if you didn't have to worry about money and if you didn't have to worry about time and a regular job, what would you do? People want to be part of something bigger than themselves. People want to make new connections. People want to be part of something like a community. And that's what we have here with Travel and Trade. It's a community. You're on getting educated on the live sessions. You're meeting people from around the world. You're hitting these cool trips. Like this trip right here is a trip I did in Slovenia. Whitewater rafting. We took our children there for my daughter's college graduation. I would have never done that. I'm not a guy that's going to jump in the raft, right? I mean, we went whitewater rafting because it was on a dream trip, because we were, pushing ourselves we were hanging out with people from all over the world. There was people from Poland, from Romania, from Hungary, from Croatia, from the UK, and all over the United States. My children got probably more education on that one trip than most kids get in a classroom. I hate to admit that today, but my kids learned about another culture. We did something, out of our comfort zone, and they hung out with other people from around the world. And it wasn't just, we're here in America. So it was like taking your kids out of America. It's not the only country. Same thing if you're in the UK or you're in the Middle East, like taking your family to other places and you learn about other people. There is nothing more fulfilling than that. It's part of the package, right? And giving back. We do a lot of great volunteer type trips as well from a standpoint of giving back. So, okay, that's easy. Everybody wants to have fun. Everybody wants to travel. Everybody wants to go to cool places. Come on, Mark. Of course, everybody wants to do that. So when we surveyed, so what is holding you back? If you can define your lifestyle, what is holding you back? It's where to go, how to get there, how to curate the trip, the stress of travel. What if you book the wrong hotel? What if the excursion's not good, right? And then there's the ultimate question is, how am I going to afford it? And then when I'm away, I'm not working, so I'm not making money. Or if I run a traditional business and now I go on a trip, my traditional business, if I'm not there, the money's not there, right? And so when we surveyed lifestyle, we were blown away at these answers. Okay, well, we need a business that allows us to work remotely. Ding, ding, ding. Do you know that business? Well, we just launched this product here today. This is the ultimate, I need a business to work remotely. I want a workcation. I want something that's not behind the desk. We just launched that today with Trade and Travel. So people want financial freedom. They want to travel, travel, travel. And they say, give me the mechanism. Show me how to do that. And that's really where we come in. Our competitive advantage here at Dream Trips is we're the world's #1 travel club, okay? Over 5 million members have bought a Dream Trips membership. So today, you weren't invited here to no offense, but for your opinion on whether you think Akashics works, it works. It is the leading trading Forex travel platform app in the industry, right? So it has the results, it has the educators, and it has the amount of people around the world that are using it and having success with that app. Just like Dream Trips, 5 million members can't be wrong. We're a global travel agency that has done this for nearly 20 years here at Dream Trips. Over 1 million people have been on Dream Trips in individual Dream Trips. We've created over 30,000 individual trips. I'm going to show you. These are experiences that we take our community on. And now we're so happy that we get to now add this benefit to our members where we get to take our community and say, hey, if you want to learn how to trade, and if you want to learn how to go on more trips, you know, to more places more frequently, Trade and Travel is here. And, you know, what is a dream trip? Probably asking yourself by now, and I'm going to really quickly cover this. A dream trip is not just you go on and book a discount trip, okay? A dream trip has incredible value, but the big part of the value is someone has done the legwork with experience and millions of people going on dream trips to make sure that you have the ultimate trip. So as a Dream Trips priority member, which you become when you're part of Trade and Travel community, first of all of our Dream Trips, we pick you up at the airport and take you to the hotel. So you land in Rome, you've never been there before. Someone from Dream Trips with a shirt on, our staff is sitting there with a sign and taking you to the hotel. When you get to the hotel in Rome, or you get to the hotel in India or Thailand or in Las Vegas, someone from our staff is there to greet you, which just lowers the stress of any trip, especially if you're traveling with a big group or kids. And then in addition to that, we've curated the whole trip. So we hand you your itinerary, and then as a group, because families from all over the world are also coming on that dream trip. So you're meeting people from all over the world. And then we take you through the trip. We have the excursions, the dinners, the breakfasts, all kinds of fun, cool events throughout the entire trip. They're built into the trip itself. And then, of course, we always have some type of a farewell party, a farewell dinner. We do a welcome reception. And so it is taking the stress out of traditional travel, someone else curating, you know, what I like to say, it's the 5-star Amazon review of trips, because someone has already gone on this trip. Hundreds and hundreds and thousands. In a lot of our trips, tens of thousands of people have already been on the trip you're about to go on. And so we make the experience incredible. But when you say Trade and Travel, is you're able to focus on learning how to trade, and when you get those returns, you don't have to then figure out what to do, where to go, and how to be part of this community. We've already done that. Check it out. These are some of the trips in our flagship product. Like this one is one maybe you wouldn't imagine is a trip, right? It's not necessarily sitting in a pool. It's an experience. So September 11th, this is the 8th through the 11th. This is a 4-day trip to Colorado, for example. And it's a supercar experience, right? So you get to pick your supercar. We go 34 miles through an open road canyon. You know, I'll probably take that nice McLaren in the front, that GTS there. But you get to pick anything you want. They got Lamborghinis, they got the new Porsche, they got the Aston Martin, they've got Maseratis, McLarens, then they got Corvettes. So you get to pick your supercar, and then we all head out and cruise around this valley in Colorado. And there's all kinds of other cool stuff to do in Colorado, okay? Whether you're a nature lover, whether you experience some of the great things that Colorado has to offer. It definitely brings the nightlife and the party. You'll make sure we don't do that while we're driving the cars, but there's plenty to do in Colorado. This next one, and so there's an experience. This is Prague. I've been to Prague 6-7 times myself. If you've been to Prague, or if you've been on one of these supercar experiences, pop it in the chat. Let us know what it was like. But Prague is an epic location. Like, you must go to Prague at some point in your life. The food, the people, the culture, but the age of the buildings. Okay, they got an astronomical clock there that'll blow your mind. People come from all around the world to sit there and watch this cuckoo clock go cuckoo, okay? And I've done it too, so it's worth it. But look at the price, $3.99 a person, and you're getting a welcome party, you're getting breakfast every day, you're getting a full Prague Castle tour, private, guided with translations. I've been on this exact trip. I did the beer tasting. That was crazy. It's not like America. You get like 3 little shots of beer. You get full Pilsner glasses, and they make like 13, 14 different beers at this place that we go to. So, you know, you can see I come alive when I talk about a trip I've been on. Like if it's been a trip I haven't been on, I read the notes and I talk about it and I'm excited, but I've been on these trips. Like you can't fake the energy in the authenticity of like when you go on these trips and walk the Charles Bridge and, you know, go to the Jewish Quarter and eat some of the local food and meet some of the people, and the history is just off the charts. But now imagine you're sitting and you're having your favorite, you know, cappuccino at the Prague at the astronomical clock, but you just happen to be sitting with Matt and Ali because they sat at your table and you guys are breaking bread, and now you're getting inside scoop on Akashics, an inside mastermind. And that's the best knowledge, because you're not in a classroom setting. You're just hanging out with the educators that are like, oh, where are you from? Oh, hey, I'm from Boston. How long you been trading? Oh, I'm new. Oh, no kidding. Oh, so what level are you on? Hey, have you gone through section 1? Have you watched all 3 sections of the training videos? How's your challenge accounts going? I learned to be an entrepreneur by going to events, which honestly were suit and tie and boring. Okay, but that's what they were. It was never like bathing suit in Hawaii or hiking gear in Europe, right? But now all of my education in the industry has come from going on events and hanging out with people like Josh and Jenna, hanging out with the founders. And hey, you know, I've always wanted to ask you this question. They're like, oh, great, great, we love questions. Or you say, man, I really love when the company does this. That's how things get better. And that's what happens on these trips. Here's a great trip. One of our biggest trips is Dubai and Abu Dhabi. We sell these trips out like almost every single time we run them. So obviously the trading, crypto, blockchain capital of the world, Abu Dhabi and Dubai. We have many, many trips that go there. And then we've got blow your mind bucket list, like off the chart trips. This is a safari. We sell this one out 2 to 3 times a year. And just imagine, you know, I know a lot of, I'm here in Hawaii, got a house here in Hawaii, so I'm staying for a few months. And I've had dinner recently with a few friends, and they've all been on a safari. I've never been on one. And they're like, well, tell us how Dream Trips works. I'm like, well, you know, and I'm at dinner with friends. I'm not trying to talk to them about Dream Trips, right? I do Dream Trips all day, but this is how attractive it is. They'll just tell us, well, how does it work? Well, you know, we do all the work and we kind of curate the trip. They're like, okay, well, wait a minute. How does that work? Tell us a little bit more. Well, you know, everything but airfare, we try to build in, you know, breakfast and lunches, and we have private guides, and we pick you up at the airport. It's like everyone around us is listening into my conversation, because one, it's travel. Travel is sexy. Travel is hot. Travel is fun. Everybody wants more. No, I have never met anyone that's like, oh, I don't want to go to cool, fun places. Oh, I don't want to try new things, or I don't want to sit on an awesome beach with azure blue water. Like, you don't get negative, right? It's travel. It's fun. It's like everybody's trying to get this type of a lifestyle at some level. Now, people are just all listening into this conversation. And I realize just every time I resell myself, I'm like, everybody wants what we have. And what's holding them back? They don't know how to get it. That's us. We need to get the message out. And 2, they may not have the disposable or discretionary money that they can go put towards, let me go shoot over to Prague for 400, or let me save up this next year and take my children to a safari like this, right? Or maybe it's going to the pyramids in Egypt, for example. One of these trips is just about to travel here in a month or so. So it's showing them the vehicle. Not only do we have the vehicle where we have the best travel membership on the planet, right, that you get it's trade and travel, but showing them the vehicle of this is how you can make extra income to do this. But the craziest part, when you put one plus one together, it equals 3. How does 1 plus 1 equal 3? Because we show you how to do it and plan the trips for you. Akashic shows you how to trade to make extra money. And because we're a lifestyle club, when you put those together, you can be anywhere in the world in mobilizing Akashic's business. I could be sitting on a beach. I could be on the bus on the way to these pyramids, and I could be tapping to trade when Matty Pips puts a trade down line. I can go tap and trade as I'm getting out of the bus to be able to go see the pyramids. Literally, That's the type of lifestyle that we're creating. Not only that, we have VIP everything. So with the tap and trade, you can tell I'm ready to tap and trade. With the trade and travel membership, you get VIP priority everything. So you get 24/7 concierge. It's in over 70 languages. I just put some examples. These are real inquiries. Like, we have private jet charter, we have private yacht charter. You can reserve a private chef. Let's say you're having a party, you need someone to come over and you need some house cleaners, you need childcare, you want to learn golf lessons, anything you can imagine. You go in our live chat and it's global. So you're going on a trip to Santorini with your significant other. You want flowers, you want photography, you want dinner. I mean, who do you know in Greece, right? Well, we know people in Greece. You just hit the live chat and instantaneously we're booking all these things as a priority member. So anything you can imagine, pet services, you see different categories, nightlife. We have all the events that you can imagine. I mean, if it's Bruno Mars, if it's Madonna, I'll give you a great example. Madonna tickets are not easy to come by, especially when they're in certain countries. So my wife loves Madonna. Madonna was going to be in Tokyo, Japan. It was New Year's Eve. Tokyo, Japan. I went to buy the tickets. You can't buy tickets. There was no foreign tickets allowed. I don't know how that happened, but guess what? I got live service, right? So here's how it worked out. I called, I said, is there any way to get Madonna tickets? And so not only did I get Madonna tickets, right, but they were able to buy the tickets, ship it to some kind of an office they had in Tokyo that accepted it as an internal sale. And then they shipped my tickets to me in the United States so I could get them. I ended up getting front row Madonna for New Year's Eve. So happy wife, happy life. But I would have never known. I would have Googled and I would have said, okay, I can't get tickets to this because they don't let foreigners. There's no foreign tickets. They were all sold out, right? It was only in nationals only. Think about that for a second. Just boom. I'm like, well, let me just check it out. So you can see how incredible that works. And then the number one, and we're almost done, the number one discount travel portal on the planet. This is non-public prices. So it's member-only prices. So when you have a trade and travel membership, you get a login and a password to a non-public site, okay, that is going to give you 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, even as much as 80% off of public rates. These are real rates. This is a real Expedia price right here. Paris, Las Vegas. Our rate is $81 a night. Expedia is $183. Okay, maximum discounts. We take the absolute maximum discount that we're able to get. We pass 100% the savings on because you're a member. You're part of our travel community. New York, $440 a night, $440. Obviously, New York's expensive. Our rate is 51% off that, $212. Here's Rome. This is a great hotel in Rome, by the way, $477. Not a cheap hotel, right? Member price $243. So there's just three examples. I can show you condos. I can show you cruises. I can show you villas. I can build an entire trip on our discount portal. So you get access to when you're individually wanting to book travel for yourself. Like my son's in baseball. I booked all my travel for all of his baseball tournaments on our own booking portal. I saved like $6,000, $7,000 in 1 year just going to baseball tournaments, right? 50% on this hotel, got a discount on this rent-a-car. So it's very, very functional. Okay, so you get that, you get access to concierge. You also get access to over 1,300 VIP airport lounges, Wi-Fi, drinks, food. A lot of these lounges have massage chairs. Some of them even have gyms, showers, beds. I mean, if you've been trapped around the world at an airport, you know the value of this. If you travel with kids, you've got to get one of these memberships because traveling VIP is different. Okay, it's not that you're better than someone else. You're just smarter than someone else because you figured it out, right? You're like, I'm not going to sit with the herd in the airport where there's no seats and everyone's eating yucky fast food. I'm going to the VIP lounge. My kids are in the kids center. They're eating, chicken nuggets and macaroni and cheese. Mom and dad get cappuccinos, free Wi-Fi. I mean, it is the way. This is the way to travel. And so with the 229 plan is what we call it, our travel and trade, you get everything that you heard today. And the best part about it is you're probably thinking like me. I already know at least 3 people that are overworked, underpaid, wouldn't mind making some extra money, and would love to travel and have fun. And guess what? You already have these 3 names in your head. Well, 3 or Free is a program with Trade and Travel. If you refer 3 people, you get your membership for free the next month, and every month that you maintain 3 referrals. That's crazy to me. I don't know how they do it. I love it. So I get everything in travel, everything in the discount engine, bucket list trips, everything about Akashics, all the educators teaching me how to make money for $229 a month. And I refer 3 and I'm free. And it gets even better, which is crazy. that at the end of the year, okay, on your anniversary date, so just think, $229 a month, you get everything we talked about. At your 1 year anniversary, you're going to get $1,560 worth of what we call Dream Trip points put in your travel piggy bank. What that is basically, just think about that. You're getting $1,500 plus to use towards travel. So every single year, we're building a community, right? Loyalty. We're looking for people that want to travel the world on a regular basis, get to know your kids, get out there, learn how to trade, learn how to make money outside of the regular system, get what we call the shift, get into the shift now. That's where people are going. They're shifting into, I want to have fun and fulfillment. I don't only want to make money, or I don't only want to go broke at a job. I want fun and fulfillment and freedom. And the way I'm going to get that is getting out there in the world. And so to get $1,500 worth of loyalty points, which are dollar for dollar, and this is what it looks like. So every year in your anniversary, we deposit into your piggy bank as a way of saying thank you for traveling with us and trading with us. And you're going to be able to take off of any one of our dream trips a percentage of the price with those points. So for example, there's a trip here in Mexico. You can use $115 of the travel points to buy down that trip. So that's just an added perk at the end of everything that we just talked about. And so, as you can see, the ultimate lifestyle program. I think this is a category that Josh and Jenna, the MDC family, have created, that the industries of all the industries are going to flock to trade and travel, because it just hits what the gig economy has presented us. Post-pandemic, people want to travel. Post-pandemic, people aren't attracted to material things as much. They want to go, do, learn, and have fun. Post-pandemic, people are like, I'm not selling myself to a job that can kick me to the curb for 3 years and stick me at home at no money. Post-pandemic, people are like, wait a minute, I liked waking up at the crack of noon. I liked getting up in my PJs and being in my pajamas till 2 p.m. with syrup spilt on my slippers. I kind of like seeing my kids. I liked being able to take my grandmother shopping at 11 a.m. If you liked all that stuff, put it in the chat, because we have a product that says, hey, we don't need a pandemic to force us into realizing we were all working too hard for less. We have a product that answers with trade and travel. So with that, I am super pumped to throw this back to Jefferson Santos. He was the very first member ever of Dream Trips. He's been on over 250 Dream Trips. Okay, I am envious of that. That is a bucket list goal, 250 trips. The education he has, the experiences, what he and his wife and his kids, you put his kids up against other kids that have only gone to regular traditional school, there isn't a comparison, because the education of, we tried that food, we went to that picture that's in the history books. My mommy and daddy took me to that beach, to that Eiffel Tower, to that museum. That's the difference. So Jefferson, I know that you've had incredible experiences with Dream Trips. Go ahead and take it away, buddy.
Thanks, Mark. Great job, buddy. Great job, everybody. I'm just excited to hear how all this is coming together, because connecting the dots here, it's all of us. Why do we work? Why do we trade? Why do we make money? Well, once you have the regular your regular needs met, food, shelter, all that type of stuff, you want to live your life. And that's what this is all about. So real quick, everybody, in short form, I've been an entrepreneur for 28 years. I was blessed to be at the beginning of the Dream Trips brand 19 years ago. And we sat around the table and we said, what if we can take trips around the world with our friends and family and create these memories? Wouldn't that be cool? And that's what Dream Trips is. And what's crazy is, like Mark talked about, like all the major events of the year, like the Wimbledon, Super Bowl, Carnival in Brazil, Formula One in Monaco, Coachella, all the concerts in Europe. What is it called? Anyways, so there's all those events. Imagine us doing it together, whether you're learning how to trade or just having fun with your friends or just having fun with your family. But guys, listen, my wife and I, we've done like 40 years of marriage in like 10 years, because we've taken 200 plus Dream Trips, and we've taken our kids. And sometimes we have our couples trips, just me, Megan and I. Then sometimes we take our family trip, take our kids with us, right? And so you got to have that balance back and forth and that harmony. And so what's crazy is our first son, Harrison, he's 12 years old. He took his first steps. He started walking on a Dream Trip at the Maraval Resort in Puerto Vallarta, because we've been there so many times, right? This starts to happen. And so I want you to look at the texture of your life. And so you're learning how to trade. You're seeing how you can get these deals on trips. And guess what? You don't have to go to South Africa to go on a trip. You can go 2 hours down the road to the town next door. Check out the booking engine that we have at Dream Trips and get the best deal right there, and just stay a Saturday night. Do a little weekend getaway. Do a little staycation in a local hotel. Like, here's what I want you to do. Everybody in the chat right now, real quick, put 1 or 2 places you haven't been to yet on your bucket list. Put 1 or 2 places in the chat you haven't been to yet. Okay, so the Bora Boras and the Dubais, Paris, right? Sandals Resorts, Bali, Mars, Portugal, Brazil, right? I've seen all these places. And so what's keeping us from there? It's time and money, right? And we've got a way for you to do it for a lot less, and a way for you to earn that money and pull those profits out, leveraging other people's money, is we're connecting the dots for you. And here's the thing. Everybody out there, all the gurus on social media, everybody out there is trying to sell you something, right? And here's the thing. We've got a system, like a 360-degree system right here, right? We're going to show you how to travel at less. We're going to show you how to make money and earn your trips, almost all your trips for free almost, right? You're going to teach you how to trade, tap to trade, all these things. And we're going to teach you the personal development and the mindset to keep the money and to grow the money. So it's all these things together. Like, listen, the bucket list, locations are still coming. And so I'll say this. There's people that I've known for over a decade now, okay, like Dwayne Lodge, who was a D1 college athlete, who's now taken over 30 vacations because of Dream Trip. Hadiatu Demboya, I mean, she gave one of her kidneys to her brother right before she started hearing about Dream Trip. She's been on like 40 Dream Trips, took her mom to an all-inclusive resort in Cancun. She's never done that before. Her mom has never done that, right? We've got members that have never had a passport that are now getting a passport, that are now seeing the world, right? We got my friends like Johnny Wimbrey, he's a public speaker, but he wasn't making residual, okay, on a membership like Dream Trips, right? Julian Bernard, he used to work at a kiosk in the middle of the mall selling cell phones, that's now traveling the world and going to Brazil and all these places. Listen, I want you to, as I wrap up here, I want you to understand this, is just imagine the last time you've been on a vacation. If it hasn't been a while, it's time to go, right? But if you remember that, okay, remember the sights and the sounds, and wouldn't you want to experience that again? Maybe once a quarter, maybe even once a month, and maybe even doing it with all your friends and making new friends, right? But wouldn't you want that for other people? And that's what Josh and Jenna has put together here. Mark Smith and Maddie and Ali and everybody else on here, is that we're putting this together for you so we can go do it together around the world. The world's never seen this combination, the #1 travel club in the world with the #1 trading platform in the world. It is amazing. We have something that nobody's ever seen before, and it's up to us to go tell the world. And it's free, and we get to do this. We get to earn our trips. And so I'm going to pass it back to Josh and Jenna right now to wrap this thing up. And so Josh and Jenna, thank you so much. And we feel so blessed to be part of this community as we do this together. So the back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Jefferson. You are definitely the expert on Dream Trips, so we had to hear from you. So thank you so much for adding all of that. And you guys, he's absolutely right. Like, if you ask anybody what their dreams, goals, wishes are, it's always, well, I want to make more money and I want to travel the world. That's literally all we want, and that's what we are here to do. But before we end this call, we just want to just share this information one more time. And also, I want to let you guys know that if you're like, okay, how do I do it? I want you to know we do have onboarding coming up soon in August 5th through the 8th. I believe we're going to have some calls for onboarding. So this is how to get started, how to connect your accounts, how to do your first tap to trade. All that information is going to be covered, but you need to get into the Akashics community.com channels so that you get that information. We will also be emailing it out to everybody who becomes a member of Trade and Travel. So Josh, just tell us really quick about the promotion before we wrap up this call.
Yeah, just to wrap up, guys, and also I just want to hand it back to all the amazing speakers, Maddie, Ali, the amazing testimonies, Mark, Jefferson, everybody did an incredible job. Obviously, guys, you can see the power of Akashics and Dream Trips together, right? 229, amazing deal. But what I really want to share with you guys right now is the promotion that's happening around the Trade and Travel memberships. So this promotion, there's been a lot of questions in the chat. It goes live at midnight. So midnight Pacific time, July 28th is when it goes live. And then it ends July 31st at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's really 4 days to take advantage of this promotion. So a couple things I want to point out. New members, because there's two things here. There's a 25K challenge and a 50K challenge. New members means if you have not purchased Akashics or Dream Trips before, or if you're not on an active subscription of Akashics or Dream Trips, you're considered a new member. And so if you purchase your $229 membership, you're going to get the 50K challenge. Existing members are eligible for the 25K challenge, which means you're either on a $149 subscription of Akashics or you're on one of the Dream Trips subscriptions. That's existing members. You're eligible for the 25K challenge. Now, if you're already on the 229 or you have Akashics and Dream Trips, you're really just going to leverage this promotion. You're basically already in, and you're going to leverage this promotion with your team, and you definitely want to at least refer your 3. And so one thing I want to mention as well is when you purchase your 229 membership starting at midnight Pacific Standard Time, you will get a confirmation email. And in that confirmation email, there's instructions for how to get your trading challenge. So that'll come to you in email. We're also going to be posting content in the Akashics community. But make sure you take a look at that email, because you have to follow those instructions to get your trading challenge. And there's going to be, over the next 4 days, there's going to be thousands and thousands of people that are going to take advantage of this. And so it will take up to 4 to 5 business days for people to receive their credentials to start trading with the challenge. So just keep that in mind. Make sure we all set expectations. This isn't going to be instant where people get their trading challenge. It does take a little bit of time. People have to go through the process. So that's number one. And then just for a quick call to action. So once we go live with this promotion, number one, first step is to make sure you're in the system at 229. So if you're on Akashics, if you're on Dream Trips, do your upgrade to 229. If you're not on either of them, get your 229 membership. That way, you got your trading challenge. You're ready to go. The next step would be to bring 3 friends. Jenna, maybe you can just talk a little bit about this. You had some great content the last few days about, like, if you're trading, you don't want to trade alone. If you're traveling, you don't want to travel alone. So why should people bring their 3 people over the next 4 days?
Look at you guys, here's the pitch. Everybody wants this, they just don't know how to do it yet. So our focus for the next, 5-6 days is going to be go get everybody that you know into the membership, and then the onboarding is going to be on the 5th, August 5th. That's where we're going to dump everybody in. We're going to get them trained up, connected, and ready to roll. By then, everybody should have their challenge account to go, to go play in the market. So everybody needs to do this because everybody wants to do this, and we are going to break all this down step by step. We're going to hold your hand every step of the way and make sure you do get into the community so that you don't miss anything at all. So again, trading, traveling, it's the life. I don't want to recruit every day of my life for the rest of my life. So I'm going to tap buttons on my phone and make money like that. And I don't want to be stuck in my office for the rest of my life either. I want to be on the beaches of the world. I want to go to Hawaii, Bali, all the amazing places. I want to be in Dracula's castle taking trades, y'all. Like, the possibilities are endless. You don't have to wait till you retire to live your life. We're going to live it now. So thank you guys for hopping on, and we will see you guys on our next call. Bye guys. Take care. Have an amazing weekend.